Picture this: a version of yourself that is unshakable, a person who moves through life with confidence, clarity, and a profound sense of peace. Visualize a life where external opinions don't sway you, where you're content with who you are, and where solitude is not something to escape from, but something you cherish. This isn't some far-off fantasy. This is a reality that can be cultivated, a mindset forged through the surprising power of not caring and learning to love being alone. The truth is, much of our suffering comes from an over-attachment to the opinions of others and the relentless pursuit of external validation. We grow up believing that happiness is something to be found, something that waits for us out there, in the approval of others, or in the endless chase for societal success. But what if happiness isn't something to be found, but something to be created? And what if, instead of desperately seeking approval, we learned the art of indifference, the stoic ability to detach from the judgments of others? Not caring isn't about becoming cold or disconnected. It's about reclaiming your power. When you stop caring about things that don't serve your growth, you free yourself from the invisible chains that hold you back. Suddenly you're not living life for others, you're living it for yourself. This indifference, this strategic apathy, allows you to make decisions based on your own values and priorities, not on the fleeting opinions of the crowd. In this freedom you become unshakable, grounded in your sense of self, unmoved by external fluctuations. Yet it's not enough to simply stop caring. To truly build an unbreakable foundation, you must also learn to enjoy solitude. In solitude, we find the quiet space to reflect, to reconnect with our core, and to explore who we truly are beneath the layers of societal expectations. Being alone is often seen as a weakness or a sign of loneliness, but in reality, it's a superpower. When you learn to enjoy your own company, you develop a resilience that no relationship or external validation can provide. You become self-sufficient, grounded, and comfortable with who you are. This journey of becoming unshakable also requires a powerful self-image. Self-image isn't just about how you look in the mirror. It's about how you see yourself on the deepest levels. It's the stories you tell yourself about who you are and what you're capable of. When you craft a powerful self-image, one that is rooted in self-respect, clarity, and authenticity, you equip yourself with a kind of armor. This self-image becomes a shield, protecting you from self-doubt and empowering you to take on life's challenges with confidence. Happiness, too, isn't something we stumble upon. It's something we create from within. By shifting your focus from external to internal, by recognizing that fulfillment comes from aligning with your true self, you take control of your own happiness. You become the creator, not the seeker. You learn that happiness isn't found in others, in success, or in things. It's found in the relationship you build with yourself. To be unshakable is to be liberated. It's the freedom to live a life unburdened by the need for approval, untethered from the constant pursuit of validation. This is the surprising power of not caring and loving solitude. It grants you the ability to live authentically, confidently, and with an unbreakable sense of peace. Imagine being caught in a downpour without an umbrella. An inconvenience for sure, but while some curse the sky, others simply smile and walk on. This simple distinction between reactions speaks volumes about our approach to life's uncontrollable elements. In our lives full of unceasing demands and the relentless pace of change, it's easy to find ourselves at the mercy of our surroundings. The unexpected downpour is a metaphor for the myriad unexpected challenges we face. A sudden job loss, an unforeseen argument with a loved one, or even a global crisis that shakes the very foundation of our normalcy. Our instinctual response is to react, often with frustration, anger, or despair. Yet, what if there was a different path? A path that not only shields us from the chaos, but also transforms our relationship with it. This is where the ancient philosophy of Stoicism and its modern interpretation through the lens of indifference comes into play. Stoicism, a Hellenistic philosophy founded in the early 3rd century BC by Zeno of Citium, offers a blueprint for resilience in the face of adversity. It teaches the value of understanding what is within our control and what isn't, urging us to focus our energy solely on the former. This isn't a call to passivity, but rather a strategy for empowerment. By distinguishing between our external circumstances and our internal reactions, it provides a framework for enduring happiness and peace of mind. The modern concept of indifference, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, is often misunderstood. It's not about a lack of care or disengagement from the world. Instead, it's about cultivating a selective detachment from things outside our control. This form of indifference isn't cold or unfeeling, rather, it's a deliberate choice to not allow external events to dictate our inner state. It's the recognition that while we can't control the rain, we can control how we respond to it, whether we choose to lament our wet clothes or appreciate the refreshment it brings. The power of not caring, according to this philosophy, lies in its liberation from the tyranny of external validation and the unpredictable waves of fortune. It's a tool for building emotional resilience, enabling us to face life's challenges with equanimity and grace. This philosophy teaches us that our happiness depends not on altering our external environment, but on adjusting our internal perspective. Embracing Stoicism and learning to be indifferent in this nuanced way can profoundly transform our lives. It equips us with the strength to remain steadfast in the face of adversity, to make decisions based on wisdom rather than whim, and to cultivate inner peace regardless of external chaos. This path leads to not just a more effective life, but a more fulfilling one. I want us to delve into the essence of Stoic indifference, unraveling how this ancient wisdom can be applied to our contemporary lives. We'll discover that the true power lies not in the events that befall us, but in our responses to them. By embracing the Stoic practice of indifference, we open ourselves to a life characterized not by resignation, but by profound empowerment. This journey invites us to reconsider not just how we react to the rain, but how we navigate the storms of our lives, finding serenity amidst turbulence and strength in what many perceive as surrender. Thus, our exploration is not merely an academic one, it's a call to action, a challenge to reshape our lives from the inside out. Through the lens of Stoicism, we'll uncover the transformative power of not caring in a way that brings deeper meaning, satisfaction, and effectiveness to our existence. To fully grasp the transformative potential of Stoicism and its nuanced concept of indifference, we must journey back to its origins and understand its foundational principles. This philosophy was born in the bustling heart of ancient Greece, later flourishing in Rome, and has left an indelible mark on the philosophy of Western civilization. This doctrine emerged in the 3rd century BC, founded by Zeno of Citium. Zeno's teachings, initially delivered from the Painted Porch, or Stoa Poikile in Athens, laid the groundwork for a philosophy that would endure for centuries. Stoicism's resilience through time can be attributed to its practical approach to life's challenges, focusing on personal virtue and wisdom as the keys to happiness. The torch of Stoicism was carried forward by its most eminent figures: Seneca, a Roman statesman; Epictetus, a former slave turned influential teacher; and Marcus Aurelius, a philosopher king. These individuals, despite their vastly different life circumstances, shared a common vision of his philosophy as a way of life. Their writings, ranging from intimate letters and lectures to the meditations of an emperor, offer a rich tapestry of Stoic thought, woven through with the themes of endurance, integrity, and the pursuit of goodness above all else. At the heart of the philosophy lies a set of core principles that guide the practice of indifference. The first of these principles is the pursuit of virtue. Virtue is not merely an abstract ideal, but the very essence of a good life. It encompasses wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, virtues that enable individuals to act in harmony with nature and their rational nature. It teaches that a life aligned with virtue is the highest form of existence, one that transcends the fleeting pleasures and pains of the external world. Understanding what is within our control and what isn't forms the cornerstone of this philosophy. This distinction is crucial for cultivating true indifference. Stoics argue that our perceptions, decisions, and actions are within our control, while everything else, wealth, reputation, health, and even the actions of others, lies beyond it. This wisdom lies in focusing our efforts and concerns on our internal state, refining our character and responses, rather than being swayed by the uncontrollable tides of fate. Living in harmony with nature is another central tenet of Stoicism. This principle goes beyond a simple appreciation for the natural world. It encompasses an alignment with the universe's rational order and our place within it. For Stoics, living in accordance with nature means accepting the unfolding of events as part of a larger, coherent design. Even if individual occurrences seem unjust or unfortunate, this acceptance is not passive resignation, but an active affirmation of life's rhythm, grounded in the belief that virtue and wisdom enable us to navigate any circumstance. This concept of indifference, or what is often referred to as apatheia, is perhaps the most misunderstood aspect of Stoicism. Contrary to the modern negative connotations of indifference as a lack of concern or empathy, Stoic indifference is a profound and selective detachment. It's a rational, controlled approach to caring about things, distinguishing between what truly matters, our own virtue and moral character, and what does not, external events and the opinions of others. This form of indifference is not cold or unfeeling. Instead, it is deeply compassionate, grounded in the understanding that most of life's troubles stem from misplaced values and attachments. Indifference, in the Stoic sense, is the result of a meticulous process of reasoning, a deliberate choice to remain unaffected by external circumstances that are beyond our control. This doesn't mean Stoics are indifferent to the welfare of others or to the pursuit of external goals. Rather, they approach these aspects of life with a clear understanding of their relative importance. The Stoic is fully engaged in the world, striving to act virtuously and contribute positively, but without attachment to the outcome of their actions. This detachment allows them to maintain their equanimity in the face of life's ups and downs, freeing them from the tyranny of uncontrolled desires and fears. The practice of selective indifference, then, is not about withdrawal from life, but about engaging with it more fully, more serenely. It's about recognizing the immense power we hold within ourselves, the power to maintain our inner peace, to choose our response to adversity, and to live a life of virtue, regardless of external conditions. By embracing indifference, we're not turning our backs on the world. We're choosing to interact with it from a place of strength, wisdom, and profound inner freedom. Have you ever thought about how secure your online presence really is? In today's world, your personal data is constantly at risk, which is why I use Surfshark VPN. It's a simple but powerful tool that encrypts your internet activity, protecting you from hackers, trackers, and even your internet provider. Plus, it lets you unlock content from over 100 countries. Whether you want to access your favorite shows or bypass censorship, it's all just one click away. But Surfshark doesn't stop at just protecting your online browsing. They also offer Surfshark Alert, which actively monitors the web for breaches that involve your email, passwords, or personal information. If your data is ever compromised, you'll get notified immediately so you can take action. Use my link surfshark.com/successchasers or click the link in the description below and you'll get 4 extra months of Surfshark at an unbeatable price. There's even a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's zero risk. Take control of your online life today. Thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. In the exploration of Stoicism and its profound principle of selective indifference, we find a transformative power that extends into various facets of our lives. This Stoic indifference, far from a mere disengagement, equips us with the tools to navigate life's inevitable vicissitudes with grace and resilience. Among the most significant benefits of this philosophical stance are emotional resilience, enhanced decision-making capabilities, and liberation from the often crushing weight of social pressures. The cultivation of emotional resilience through Stoic indifference is akin to building an inner fortress that remains impervious to the storms raging outside. This resilience is not about suppressing emotions or denying the reality of pain, disappointment, or loss. Rather, it's about acknowledging these feelings while refusing to be overpowered by them. It teaches us that our emotions are largely the product of our judgments and perceptions. By adopting a stance of indifference towards things we cannot control, we learn to reframe our perceptions, focusing instead on our capacity to respond with virtue and composure. This inner transformation does not happen overnight. It requires practice and a steadfast commitment to these principles. However, the reward is a profound sense of peace and stability that endures regardless of external circumstances. When we internalize the idea that we have the power to choose our reactions, we unlock a wellspring of emotional resilience. We become capable of facing life's challenges without being unduly disturbed, maintaining our equilibrium even in the face of adversity. This resilience is not a cold detachment, but a conscious choice to prioritize our inner peace and virtue over the chaos of the external world. Stoic indifference also plays a crucial role in decision-making. In a world where we are constantly bombarded with information and demands, it's easy to become overwhelmed and react impulsively. However, by practicing indifference towards things outside our control, we can clear the mental clutter that clouds our judgment, enabling us to make decisions that are rational, well-considered, and aligned with our core values. This clarity of thought is not merely beneficial in navigating personal dilemmas, it also enhances our professional judgment and ethical reasoning. When we are not unduly attached to outcomes or swayed by the tumult of external events, we can assess situations more objectively. This objectivity allows us to weigh options based on their merits, foresee potential consequences, and choose paths that are not only effective, but also just and virtuous. This indifference fosters a decision-making process that is not reactive, but reflective, guided by wisdom rather than whims or fears. Perhaps one of the most liberating aspects of Stoic indifference is the freedom it grants from social pressures and the relentless pursuit of external validation. Our contemporary society is characterized by an incessant drive to compare, compete, and conform. This pursuit of approval, status, and material success can be exhausting, leaving individuals feeling perpetually inadequate or unfulfilled. This philosophy offers an antidote to this societal malaise through its emphasis on personal virtue and internal worth over external achievements and the opinions of others. By practicing indifference, we learn to measure our worth by our own standards of virtue, integrity, and self-improvement, rather than the fleeting accolades of the external world. This shift in perspective frees us from the need to constantly seek validation from others. It empowers us to live authentically, pursuing what truly matters to us without being swayed by the ever-changing tides of social expectations. This liberation from social pressures does not mean Stoics retreat from the world or disregard the value of community and relationships. On the contrary, it encourages active engagement with the world, but from a place of self-assurance and equanimity. Freed from the need for external validation, we can focus on contributing positively to our communities and building meaningful relationships based on mutual respect and understanding rather than superficial measures of success. The power of Stoic indifference, then, lies not in a withdrawal from life, but in a deeper engagement with it. By cultivating emotional resilience, we navigate life's challenges with grace, Through clear, rational decision-making, we choose paths that are true to our values, and in freeing ourselves from the tyranny of social pressures, we live more authentically, guided by our own standards of virtue and worth. The application of Stoic indifference in our daily lives can be transformative, offering a pragmatic approach to navigating the complexities of personal life, work, and the inevitable adversities we face. By internalizing and applying these principles, we can cultivate a life marked by resilience, purpose, and profound inner peace. In the realm of personal relationships, emotional challenges, and the daily stresses that punctuate our existence, Stoic indifference serves as a guiding light. This philosophical stance encourages us to adopt a balanced perspective, where our emotional well-being is not held hostage by the actions or opinions of others. One practical strategy for applying Stoicism in personal relationships involves focusing on our own actions and reactions rather than attempting to control or overly invest in the outcomes of others' behaviors. This means practicing forgiveness, understanding, and compassion, recognizing that others act according to their own perceptions, which we cannot control. Another strategy involves the practice of premeditation, mentally preparing for potential challenges or negative outcomes in advance. This doesn't mean dwelling pessimistically on what could go wrong, but rather equipping ourselves mentally for various possibilities. This preparation helps mitigate the impact of emotional challenges and daily stresses, enabling us to respond with composure and resilience rather than react impulsively. Moreover, it teaches us to embrace gratitude, focusing on what we have rather than lamenting what we lack or what might be taken from us. By appreciating the present and finding contentment in our current circumstances, we can mitigate the impact of daily stresses and cultivate a more fulfilling personal life. In the context of work and career, Stoic indifference can be a powerful tool for enhancing productivity, focus, and innovation. By practicing indifference towards external validation and the uncontrollable aspects of our work environment, we can channel our energy more effectively towards our tasks and goals. This mindset reduces procrastination, which often stems from a fear of failure or judgment, by shifting our focus from the outcome to the process of our work. These principles encourage us to view challenges as opportunities for growth and learning, fostering a mindset of problem-solving rather than problem avoidance. This perspective not only improves our capacity to tackle complex issues, but also enhances our resilience in the face of work-related adversity. Furthermore, by maintaining an equanimous stance towards praise and criticism, we can remain centered and motivated by our internal values and goals, rather than being swayed by external opinions or temporary setbacks. The practice of reflection at the end of each day can also enhance our work and career. By reviewing our actions, decisions, and their outcomes, we can identify areas for improvement, celebrate our successes, and maintain a clear sense of purpose and direction in our professional endeavors. The stories of individuals who have overcome significant obstacles through the application of Stoic principles are both inspiring and instructive. One such example is James Stockdale, an American vice admiral and aviator in the United States Navy, who was held captive during the Vietnam War. Stockdale credited Stoicism, particularly the teachings of Epictetus, with helping him endure 7.5 years in captivity, including periods of solitary confinement and torture. His story exemplifies the ideals of endurance, resilience, and the power of the mind over circumstances. Stockdale's application of indifference allowed him to distinguish between what was within his control, his beliefs, attitudes, and responses, and what was not, enabling him to survive with his dignity and integrity intact. His ability to maintain hope and inner strength in the face of harsh adversity, and his forgiveness towards his captors, reflect the Stoic virtues of courage, justice, and temperance. His life demonstrates how Stoic indifference to external conditions, choosing not to be embittered or broken by them, can lead to profound personal and societal transformation. These kind of stories underscore the practical power of Stoic indifference in overcoming adversity. By focusing on what is within our control and adopting a perspective of growth and resilience, we can navigate life's most challenging moments with grace and strength. Stoicism does not promise an easy life, but offers the tools to live a meaningful one, regardless of the circumstances we face. Cultivating this principle. A philosophical approach that encourages resilience, clarity, and equanimity in the face of life's vicissitudes requires practice and dedication. This transformation is not instantaneous but evolves through consistent engagement with exercises and principles. By incorporating daily reflections, journaling, mindfulness practices, engaging with a supportive community, and understanding the long-term benefits, individuals can progressively internalize and embody the Stoic outlook. The journey towards Stoic indifference begins with practical exercises designed to embed these principles into daily life. One foundational practice is daily reflection, a time set aside each day to contemplate one's actions, thoughts, and feelings through the lens of this philosophy. This could involve considering the day's events in light of what is within one's control and what is not, reflecting on instances where one could have responded more stoically, and planning how to better embody virtues in the future. Journaling complements daily reflection by providing a tangible record of one's thoughts, challenges, and progress. By writing down their reflections, individuals can track their development over time, gaining insights into their behavioral patterns and how these have shifted towards more Stoic responses. Journaling prompts based on these teachings can guide this practice, focusing on topics such as gratitude, the acceptance of things beyond one's control, and reflections on the nature of happiness and virtue. The role of community. The path towards Stoic indifference is significantly enriched by community. Engaging with like-minded individuals who are also exploring these practices provides an invaluable source of support, inspiration, and accountability. Communities, whether online forums, local meetup groups, or academic societies, offer spaces to discuss Stoic concepts, share experiences, and receive feedback. These interactions help to deepen one's understanding of this philosophy, highlighting diverse perspectives and applications of these principles in various life situations. Such communities also serve as a reminder that the practice of Stoicism, while deeply personal, is not a solitary endeavor. This emphasis on virtues like justice and community engagement underscores the philosophy's recognition of the interconnectedness of human lives. By participating in Stoic communities, individuals not only gain insights into their own practice of Stoicism, but also contribute to the collective wisdom of the group, fostering a shared growth towards wisdom and virtue. Long-term benefits. The long-term benefits of cultivating Stoic indifference are profound and far-reaching. As individuals deepen their practice of these principles, they often experience a significant transformation in their approach to life. This transformation includes increased resilience to stress and adversity, a greater sense of clarity and purpose, and a deeper, more consistent sense of happiness that is not contingent on external circumstances. The practice of indifference, by emphasizing what is within one's control, leads to a reduction in anxiety and worry over external events. This shift not only enhances emotional well-being, but also improves physical health, as chronic stress is known to have detrimental effects on the body. Furthermore, the Stoic focus on living in accordance with virtue and reason often leads to more fulfilling relationships and a stronger sense of community, as individuals become more empathetic, compassionate, and aligned in their values and actions. Moreover, the pursuit of personal growth and self-improvement contributes to a life of continual learning and development. By viewing challenges as opportunities for growth, individuals who practice Stoicism develop a resilient and adaptable mindset that is invaluable in both personal and professional contexts. This mindset, coupled with the inner peace and stability cultivated through Stoic indifference, enables individuals to lead lives that are not only more serene, but also more aligned with their deepest values and aspirations. Cultivating Stoic indifference is a transformative journey that reshapes how one engages with the world. Through daily reflections, journaling, mindfulness practices, and the support of a like-minded community, individuals can gradually internalize the principles of this ancient philosophy, leading to profound changes in their resilience, happiness, and overall well-being. In our journey through the profound realms of Stoicism, we've explored the transformative philosophy of Stoic indifference, a mindset that empowers us to navigate life's myriad challenges with unparalleled grace and resilience. This ancient wisdom, far from advocating for emotional suppression or disengagement from the world, encourages a thoughtful and intentional approach to life. It teaches us to distinguish between what is within our control and what lies beyond it, urging us to invest our energies wisely. Stoic indifference, as we've seen, is not about apathy or detachment from the passions and pursuits that give our lives meaning. Instead, it's about cultivating a state of inner tranquility and stability that remains unshaken by external circumstances. This philosophy equips us with the tools to face adversity, make clear and rational decisions, and free ourselves from the crippling need for external validation. Through practices such as daily reflections, journaling, and mindfulness, coupled with the support of a community of like-minded individuals, we can develop a Stoic outlook that profoundly enhances our emotional resilience, decision-making capabilities, and independence from social pressures. The journey of integrating Stoic indifference into our personal lives, work, and in overcoming adversity is not a solitary quest but a shared human endeavor. The stories of those who have navigated tremendous challenges by adhering to Stoic principles remind us of the philosophy's enduring relevance and power. These narratives not only inspire, but also offer tangible proof of how a Stoic mindset can transform adversity into a source of strength and growth. As we draw this exploration to a close, I invite you to reflect on the areas of your life where the practice of Stoic indifference could yield significant benefits. Consider the daily stresses, personal and professional challenges, and the societal pressures that may be holding you back from realizing your full potential. Imagine facing these obstacles with a serene and untroubled spirit, making decisions from a place of clarity and virtue, and engaging with the world from a position of strength and equanimity. The path to cultivating Stoic indifference is both a challenge and an opportunity to rediscover the power of your own will, to redefine your relationship with the external world, and to embark on a journey of personal transformation. This path requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to look inward, but the rewards it offers are immeasurable. By embracing Stoic principles, you can not only navigate life's challenges with greater ease, but also find a deeper sense of fulfillment and happiness. Let us remember that the essence of Stoic indifference lies not in what life throws our way, but in how we choose to respond. It's a reminder that, amidst the chaos and unpredictability of the external world, we possess an inner citadel of peace and resilience that is invincible. May this knowledge empower you to live with purpose, to face the future with courage, and to embrace each moment with a heart unburdened by the things beyond your control. The journey towards Stoic indifference is not one of retreat from the world, but a bold step towards a more meaningful, virtuous, and contented life. Let us embark on this journey together with open hearts and minds, ready to transform not just our own lives but also the world around us. What if I told you that the most significant barrier between you and your greatest achievements could be the way you see yourself? This question isn't just a thought experiment or a rhetorical flourish. It's an invitation to embark on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment that challenges the very foundations of what you believe is possible for yourself. The key to unlocking your untapped potential, to soaring to new heights of success and fulfillment, lies within a concept so integral to our being, yet so often overlooked: our self-image. Our self-image is not merely a mirror reflecting our current self-perception and identity. It is the architect of our future. It shapes our actions, guides our decisions, and scripts the narrative of our lives. This internal self-portrait is painted with the brushes of our thoughts, beliefs, and experiences, coloring the canvas of our existence. But what happens when the image we hold of ourselves is confined by the narrow frame of our doubts, fears, and perceived limitations? Imagine, for a moment, harnessing a force so potent that it propels you beyond your wildest dreams, simply by shifting the way you view yourself. This is not the stuff of fairy tales or idle fantasy, it's the transformative power of mastering your self-image. By consciously cultivating a self-image that embodies the qualities of the person you aspire to be, you unlock a level of power and potential within yourself that can dramatically alter the course of your life. It's about seeing yourself not as you are, but as you could be, and then taking bold steps toward that vision. "The only limits you have are the ones you believe," said Wayne Dyer, echoing a truth that has been understood by some of the greatest minds in history. Our beliefs about ourselves set the boundaries of our world. They determine what we dare to attempt, what goals we set, and what heights we reach. But what if we could expand those boundaries? What if we could dissolve the barriers we've constructed around our potential and step into a realm of infinite possibility? This is not just about positive thinking or self-affirmation. It's about fundamentally reimagining our self-concept to unleash a version of ourselves that is more powerful, more resilient, and more aligned with our deepest aspirations. It requires a willingness to confront and discard the limiting beliefs that have held us back, to replace them with a vision of ourselves that is capable of achieving extraordinary things. As we embark on this exploration together, we will draw upon the wisdom of the ages, from the reflections of ancient philosophers to the insights of modern psychologists. Each offers a unique key to unlocking the boundless power that resides within our self-image. Plato challenged us to know ourselves. Carl Jung taught us about the shadow and the unconscious aspects of our personality. Viktor Frankl showed us the transformative power of finding meaning in the face of suffering. Each of these thinkers, and many others, understood in their own way that the journey toward achieving our full potential begins with how we see ourselves. I invite you to join me on a voyage of discovery, a quest to redefine the boundaries of what you believe is possible for yourself. Together, we will explore how changing your self-image can not only change your life, but can indeed make you powerful beyond belief. Let this be the moment you decide to take control of your destiny. To paint your self-portrait not as a testament to who you are, but as a blueprint for who you will become. The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. This profound statement by Plato not only echoes through the ages, but also forms the bedrock of our understanding of self-image. At the heart of this exploration lies Plato's allegory of the cave, a seminal concept from The Republic that offers a powerful metaphor for the human condition and our perception of reality, including the intricate construct of self-perception. Plato invites us to envision prisoners chained inside a dark cave from birth, facing a blank wall. Behind them burns a fire, and between the fire and the prisoners is a parapet along which puppeteers can walk. The prisoners cannot see one another or the puppeteers behind them. All they can see are the shadows cast by the fire on the wall of the cave in front of them. These shadows become the prisoner's reality, but as Plato suggests, this reality is a mere shadow of the true form of reality. The allegory serves as a profound metaphor for the human experience, where often our perception of reality is confined to the shadows on the wall, distorted and incomplete. The process of breaking free from the cave is emblematic of the journey of self-discovery and the quest to develop a more accurate and empowering self-image. Just as the prisoner in the allegory who escapes the cave and experiences the outside world for the first time, we too can break free from the confines of our perceived limitations and the distorted reflections of ourselves shaped by societal expectations and personal insecurities. This journey from darkness into light, from illusion to truth, is fraught with challenges and discomfort. Yet it is precisely this journey that leads to the greatest victory of all: conquering oneself. The escape from the cave does not merely symbolize an awakening to the external world, but represents a profound inner transformation. It is the realization that the shadows which have defined our existence are but illusions, and that a more authentic and potent self awaits beyond the confines of our current self-perception. This realization demands a radical reassessment of who we are, who we want to be, and the self-imposed narratives that limit our potential. It requires us to question the veracity of the shadows and to seek the source of light, which in the context of self-image translates to seeking truth and knowledge beyond our immediate perceptions and experiences. The importance of this journey cannot be overstated. In seeking truth beyond the shadows, we embark on a path of self-discovery that challenges the very essence of our being. It compels us to confront our fears, to question the beliefs we hold about ourselves, and to dismantle the barriers we have constructed around our potential. This path is not easy, for it demands that we step out of the comfort of the familiar, to risk the safety of the cave for the uncertainty of the light. Yet it is only by undertaking this journey that we can hope to develop a self-image that truly reflects our capabilities, aspirations, and authentic selves. Plato's allegory teaches us that our self-image is often a reflection of the shadows cast by the fire of societal expectations, cultural norms, and personal insecurities. We are, in many ways, prisoners of our own minds, chained by the distorted perceptions that we mistake for reality. However, the allegory also offers a message of hope and liberation. It reminds us that beyond the cave of our limitations lies a world brimming with possibility, and that the journey towards this light begins with the decision to question, to seek, and to liberate oneself from the chains of conformity and self-doubt. This journey of self-discovery and the development of a more accurate and empowering self-image is not merely about personal enlightenment or the pursuit of individual success. It is about realizing our collective potential as human beings to create, to innovate, and to contribute to the betterment of society. It is about recognizing that each of us has within us the power to shape not only our destiny, but also the destiny of the world around us. Plato's allegory of the cave serves as a timeless reminder of the importance of conquering oneself, of breaking free from the shadows that limit our perception of who we are and who we can become. It challenges us to seek truth and knowledge beyond our immediate perceptions and experiences, to build a self-image that is not confined by the shadows of societal expectations and self-imposed limitations. This journey towards self-conquest and the development of an empowering self-image is perhaps the most noble and transformative quest we can undertake, a quest that leads not only to personal fulfillment, but also to the realization of our fullest potential as contributors to the greater good of humanity. To confront a person with their shadow is to show them their own light. This insightful observation by Carl Jung introduces us to the profound depth of our subconscious mind and the role it plays in shaping our self-image. Jung's exploration of the shadow self, a concept representing the parts of our identity that we deny or ignore, provides a compelling framework for understanding the complex interplay between our conscious perceptions and the unseen forces that influence them. Jung posited that our subconscious is a repository for both the aspects of ourselves we choose to reject or ignore and the immense potential we have yet to acknowledge. This shadow self is not merely a negative force, rather it encompasses everything outside the light of our conscious awareness, including traits that could be positive if acknowledged and integrated into our persona. The process of recognizing and engaging with our shadow is integral to achieving a holistic and authentic self-image. It invites us to embrace the full spectrum of our being, both the light and the dark. The challenge and opportunity presented by Jung's concept of the shadow self lie in the journey of self-discovery it necessitates. Confronting our shadow is no easy task. It requires courage, introspection, and the willingness to face aspects of ourselves we might prefer to ignore. However, this confrontation is essential for personal growth. It allows us to see our own light, the unique strengths, talents, and potentials that we possess, but may have overshadowed by fear, insecurity, or societal pressures. Integrating our shadow into our conscious self-image does more than broaden our understanding of who we are. It transforms the way we interact with the world. By acknowledging and embracing the parts of ourselves we have kept in the dark, we dismantle the barriers to self-acceptance and self-expression. This integration fosters a more cohesive and positive self-image, one that encompasses the full complexity of our nature. It enables us to move through life with greater authenticity and purpose as our actions and decisions become more aligned with our true selves. Moreover, Jung's ideas on the subconscious extend beyond the individual to touch upon the collective subconscious, shared themes and archetypes that transcend personal experience. This collective aspect highlights the universality of the human experience, suggesting that the journey to integrate our shadow is not only a personal endeavor, but also a collective one. By exploring and integrating the shadows within ourselves, we contribute to a larger process of societal transformation, where the light of collective consciousness is made brighter by the acknowledgement and integration of its darker parts. The lesson to be drawn from Jung's exploration of the subconscious and the shadow self is profound. Recognizing and integrating our subconscious perceptions can lead to a more cohesive and positive self-image. This journey towards integration is not about eliminating the shadow or overcoming it in some final battle. Rather, it is about acknowledging that the shadow is an integral part of our being. It involves learning from the shadow, understanding its messages, and allowing it to guide us towards a deeper, more nuanced understanding of ourselves. Integrating the shadow self into our conscious identity is akin to weaving together disparate threads to form a stronger, more vibrant tapestry. It is a process of transformation that requires patience, compassion, and the willingness to embrace the full complexity of our being. As we undertake this journey, we discover that the light we seek is not found by turning away from the darkness, but by venturing into it, armed with the knowledge that the darkest shadows often hide the brightest lights. Carl Jung's insights into the power of the subconscious and the role of the shadow self in shaping our self-image offer a transformative lens through which we can view ourselves and our potential. By confronting and integrating our shadow, we not only illuminate the unseen aspects of our identity, but also unlock a more authentic, empowered version of ourselves. This journey of self-discovery and integration is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the boundless capacity for growth that lies within each of us. hell is other people. This stark assertion by Jean-Paul Sartre in his play No Exit captures a profound existential insight into the nature of self and the other. Sartre's philosophy, deeply rooted in existentialism, posits that our encounters with others are not merely social or relational occurrences, but fundamental events that shape our self-image and our very being. This perspective offers a compelling lens through which to explore the complex dynamics of relationships and self-perception. At the heart of Sartre's exploration is the concept of the look, le regard, which suggests that the mere gaze of another person can transform our experience of ourselves. This transformation is not benign. It is a profound alteration where we become objectified in the eyes of the other, losing the fluid subjectivity of our own experience. We are, in essence, made into an object among objects, stripped of our nuanced self-perception and reduced to the attributes that the other sees in us. This experience, according to Sartre, is a source of existential shame, not because of any moral failing, but because it confronts us with the disconcerting reality of being seen, of being defined by another. This existential framework radically shifts our understanding of how relationships and interactions with others shape our self-image. It underscores the power of external perceptions in molding, and at times, distorting our sense of self. The gaze of the other can confine us within a version of ourselves that feels alien or constraining, leading to a self-image that reflects not our authentic being, but an amalgamation of external judgments and labels. However, Sartre's philosophy also illuminates the path to reclaiming our self-image from the objectifying gaze of the other. This path is rooted in the assertion of our freedom and autonomy, the recognition that, despite the power of the look to define us, we remain the ultimate authors of our identity and existence. Sartre's existentialism calls us to embrace our radical freedom to define ourselves, to resist the reduction of our being to the objectified image seen by the other, and to assert our subjectivity in the face of external perceptions. The lesson here is multifaceted. On one hand, it is a caution against allowing our self-image to be unduly influenced by how others see us. Sartre's insight invites us to critically examine the extent to which our self-perception is colored by the desires, expectations, and judgments of those around us. It challenges us to ask whether we are living authentically, in accordance with our own values and aspirations, or if we are merely reflecting an image crafted in the crucible of social interaction. On the other hand, Sartre's philosophy offers a vision of empowerment. It affirms the possibility of autonomy in crafting our self-image, suggesting that while we may not control how others see us, we retain the power to define who we are. This autonomy is not easily won. It demands a relentless commitment to self-exploration and the courage to assert our individuality, even in the face of misunderstanding or rejection. Moreover, Sartre's exploration of the look and its impact on self-image invites a deeper reflection on the nature of empathy and understanding in human relationships. While the gaze of the other can objectify and constrain, it also holds the potential for genuine connection and recognition. The challenge, then, is to engage with others in a way that respects both our autonomy and theirs, fostering relationships that reflect a mutual acknowledgement of freedom and subjectivity. His philosophy reveals the complex interplay between external perceptions and personal autonomy, challenging us to navigate the delicate balance between being seen by others and seeing ourselves. Through Sartre's lens, we are invited to confront the existential reality of the look, to assert our freedom in the face of objectification, and to craft a self-image that is authentically ours. This journey is not without its challenges, but it is a crucial endeavor for anyone seeking to live authentically, empowered by a self-image that truly reflects the depth and complexity of their being. The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion. With this provocative statement, Albert Camus challenges us to confront the absurdity of our existence and to find within it the freedom to create ourselves. His philosophy, deeply rooted in the concept of the absurd, confronts us with a paradox: the human quest for meaning and order in a universe that is silent and indifferent. Camus introduces us to the absurd as a fundamental part of the human condition. This absurdity arises from the conflict between our desire for understanding, meaning, and purpose, and the reality of a universe that offers no clear answers or intrinsic values. Recognizing the absurdity of life, according to Camus, is not an endpoint but the first step toward a meaningful existence. It is the awakening to a truth that frees us from the illusions of certainty and permanence. When we confront the absurd, we confront the limitations of our own reason and the unpredictability of the world around us. This realization can be disorienting, even paralyzing, as it challenges the foundations upon which we've built our understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. Yet, Camus argues, it is precisely this confrontation that can lead to liberation. Acknowledging the absurdity of striving for a coherent, unified self-image in a chaotic and indifferent universe allows us to let go of rigid identities and unrealistic expectations. Instead, we can begin to construct a self-image that embraces flexibility, resilience, and authenticity. This self-image is not fixed, but fluid, capable of adapting and evolving in response to the ever-changing landscape of our lives. The myth of Sisyphus, one of Camus' most enduring metaphors, illustrates the human struggle against the absurd. Sisyphus, condemned to roll a boulder up a hill for eternity, only to watch it roll back down each time, embodies the human condition. Yet, Camus finds in Sisyphus's ceaseless labor a model for our own existence. Embracing our tasks, however futile they may seem, with awareness and defiance, turns our struggle into a victory. The myth teaches us that the value of our efforts lies not in their success or in the approval they garner from others, but in the act of striving itself. This perspective encourages us to see the process of shaping our self-image as an ongoing act of creation, one that finds meaning in persistence and engagement rather than in a final product. Rebellion for Camus is a fundamental response to the absurd. It is not a denial of the absurdity of existence, but an affirmation of our own values and identity in the face of it. This act of rebellion is deeply personal and profoundly political. It is the assertion of our individuality against the forces that seek to define us by external standards. Through rebellion, we declare that our lives and identities are our own, to shape, guided by our values, desires, and aspirations. This defiance is the essence of freedom, according to Camus, and it is in this freedom that we find the strength to forge a self-image that is authentic and self-determined. Camus' philosophy does not offer easy answers or comforting illusions. Instead, it demands of us a relentless honesty and courage in facing the absurdity of our existence. It challenges us to find within this absurdity the freedom to create ourselves, to continuously redefine our self-image in the face of an indifferent universe. This process of self-creation and recreation, grounded in the acceptance of absurdity and fueled by the spirit of rebellion, is what imbues our lives with meaning and dignity. In embracing Camus' call to rebellion, we embrace the possibility of a self-image that is not bestowed upon us by fate, society, or any external authority, but one that we craft for ourselves through our choices, actions, and the values we uphold. This self-image is an act of defiance against the absurd, a declaration of our freedom and our refusal to be defined by the limitations of the world. It is, in the most profound sense, the expression of our very existence as an act of rebellion, a testament to the power of the human spirit to find meaning, purpose, and beauty in the face of the great silence of the universe. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Viktor Frankl's profound insight lays the foundation for understanding the intricate relationship between self-image and the pursuit of meaning. As a neurologist, psychiatrist, and Holocaust survivor, Frankl's experiences led him to develop logotherapy, a form of existential analysis that emphasizes the human search for meaning as the primary motivational force in life. This perspective offers a powerful lens through which to examine how finding purpose and meaning is essential to constructing a resilient and empowering self-image. Logotherapy is predicated on the belief that the striving to find a meaning in one's life is the primary, most powerful, motivating, and driving force in humans. Frankl posits that when individuals face unavoidable suffering, the search for meaning becomes even more crucial. This search is not just an abstract quest, but a deeply personal endeavor that shapes our perception of ourselves and our place in the world. According to Frankl, there are three main avenues through which one can find meaning: by creating a work or doing a deed, by experiencing something or encountering someone, and by the attitude we take toward unavoidable suffering. Each of these paths provides insight into how individuals can craft a self-image that is not only resilient in the face of adversity, but also deeply enriched by a sense of purpose. The first avenue, creating work or performing deeds, ties one's self-image to the act of contribution and creativity. When individuals engage in activities that they find meaningful, whether through their professional work, personal projects, or acts of kindness towards others, they develop a sense of efficacy and self-worth. This sense of contribution reinforces a self-image that is active, capable, and impactful in the world. It reflects an understanding of oneself as a being with the power to affect change and create value, thus fostering a deep sense of personal significance. The second path to meaning, experiencing something or encountering someone, highlights the role of love, beauty, and connection in shaping our self-image. Through the depth of our relationships and the intensity of our experiences, we discover aspects of ourselves that may have remained hidden. By valuing beauty, art, nature, or deep relationships, individuals can see themselves reflected in the world around them, affirming their existence and worth. This connection to something greater than oneself broadens the scope of one's self-image, integrating it with the richness of life's experiences and the depth of human relationships. The third avenue, adopting an attitude toward unavoidable suffering, challenges individuals to reshape their self-image in the face of circumstances that cannot be changed. Frankl argues that even in the most painful situations, individuals have the freedom to choose their attitude. This choice becomes a testament to one's inner strength and resilience. By choosing hope, dignity, and courage in the face of suffering, individuals craft a self-image that is not diminished by their circumstances, but is instead elevated by their response to them. This aspect of logotherapy underscores the power of the human spirit to transcend adversity through the meaning found in suffering. Frankl's logotherapy teaches us that the quest for meaning is inherently linked to our self-image. As we navigate life's challenges and joys, the meanings we attach to our experiences shape who we are and how we see ourselves. A self-image built on the foundation of purpose and meaning is not static. It evolves with every decision, every relationship, and every hurdle we overcome. This dynamic self-image is resilient, for it is rooted in the understanding that life's value is not diminished by hardship, but is instead made manifest through our capacity to find meaning in every moment. Viktor Frankl's philosophy offers a profound message. Our self-image is ultimately a reflection of our engagement with life's most profound question, the search for meaning. This search challenges us to look beyond the surface of our experiences and to delve into the depths of our being. It invites us to redefine our self-image not by the external markers of success or failure, but by our inner landscape of values, relationships, and responses to life's inherent challenges. By embracing Frankl's wisdom, we learn that building a resilient and empowering self-image is an ongoing journey of discovering purpose and meaning in the tapestry of our lives. Through this journey, we come to see ourselves not as victims of circumstance, but as authors of our destiny, capable of infusing our lives with depth, dignity, and significance. Crafting a powerful self-image is an art as much as it is a science, requiring a commitment to introspection, honesty, and continual growth. The practical steps outlined offer a roadmap to developing a self-image that is both resilient and aligned with one's deepest values and aspirations. Each step, while distinct, interweaves with the others to form a comprehensive approach to self-discovery and personal development. Engaging in self-reflection is the cornerstone of this process. It's about initiating a dialogue with oneself that transcends the superficial levels of daily existence to reach the core of one's being. This self-dialogue can be facilitated through various means, such as journaling, which offers a canvas to articulate thoughts, fears, dreams, and reflections. Meditation provides a space for quiet introspection, allowing one to observe the flow of thoughts without attachment, fostering a deeper understanding of one's inner workings. Engaging in dialogue with a trusted friend or therapist can mirror aspects of oneself that are difficult to see independently. This reflective practice is essential not just for understanding one's current self-image, but for laying the groundwork for the person one aspires to become. The journey of confronting and integrating your shadow can be both daunting and liberating. This step requires one to venture into the less explored caverns of the psyche, bringing to light the parts of oneself that have been relegated to the shadows. This exploration is not for the faint of heart, as it involves confronting fears, biases, and aspects of oneself that may be the source of shame or discomfort. However, the act of uncovering these hidden parts and acknowledging their existence is profoundly healing. By integrating these shadow aspects into the conscious self, one achieves a more holistic and authentic self-image. This process of integration fosters a sense of wholeness and self-acceptance, vital for personal growth and self-compassion. Setting meaningful goals serves as a compass that guides one's journey toward a desired future. These goals, rooted in one's values and aspirations, provide direction and a sense of purpose. They act as benchmarks for progress, offering a tangible way to measure one's growth and achievements. However, the essence of this step lies not in the attainment of the goals, but in the process of striving towards them. It's about the lessons learned, the resilience built, and the sense of fulfillment derived from pursuing something that resonates with one's core values. Regularly revisiting and adjusting these goals ensures that they remain aligned with one's evolving self-image and life circumstances, allowing for flexibility and adaptation. Practicing mindfulness and present moment awareness invites a shift in perspective, where the focus is on the here and now, rather than being caught up in past regrets or future anxieties. This practice cultivates a state of being that is fully engaged with the present, fostering a deep appreciation for the richness of the current moment. Mindfulness enhances self-awareness, allowing one to recognize and savor the beauty, joy, and even the pain of the immediate experience without the need for judgment or attachment. This heightened awareness enriches one's self-image by grounding it in the authenticity of present experiences, reducing the reliance on past identities or future aspirations for validation. Embracing the absurd and cultivating resilience is about recognizing the inherent unpredictability and chaos of life and finding strength and meaning within this recognition. The absurd, as highlighted by Albert Camus, refers to the clash between our search for inherent value and meaning in life and the universe's indifferent response. Embracing this absurdity doesn't lead to despair, but rather empowers one to forge personal meaning and resilience in the face of life's uncertainties. By accepting the absurdity of existence and choosing to smile in its face, one develops a self-image that is adaptable, resilient, and anchored in personal strength and creativity. This resilience enables one to navigate life's challenges with grace, humor, and an unwavering commitment to one's values and purpose. In weaving together these steps, self-reflection, shadow integration, goal-setting, mindfulness, and embracing absurdity, one embarks on a profound journey of self-discovery and development. This journey is marked by moments of vulnerability, courage, and profound insight, leading to the crafting of a powerful self-image that is authentic, resilient, and deeply aligned with one's true essence. The journey through the insights of some of the most influential thinkers on the subject of self-image reveals a complex tapestry of wisdom that underscores the profound impact our self-perception has on our lives. From Plato's allegory, reminding us of the importance of seeking truth beyond our immediate perceptions, to Carl Jung's exploration of the shadow self, each philosopher offers a unique lens through which we can understand and enhance our self-image. Plato challenges us to break free from the shadows of societal expectations and self-imposed limitations, urging us to seek a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Carl Jung invites us to confront and integrate our shadow, illuminating the parts of ourselves we might prefer to ignore, but which hold the key to our wholeness and authenticity. Jean-Paul Sartre explores the impact of external perceptions and the importance of asserting our own existence through choices that reflect our true selves. While Albert Camus celebrates the strength and freedom that comes from embracing life's inherent absurdity, encouraging us to forge our own meaning in the face of an indifferent universe. Viktor Frankl, with his focus on the search for meaning, reminds us that even in the darkest of times, we have the power to choose our attitude, find purpose, and thus shape a resilient and empowering self-image. These thinkers, in their collective wisdom, emphasize the power of self-image not just as a reflection of who we are, but as a force that shapes our reality, our interactions, and our destiny. They call us to engage in deep self-reflection, to recognize and embrace our complexities, and to continually strive for authenticity in a world that often pressures us to conform. As we embark on this journey of self-discovery and self-creation, let us hold close the words of Oscar Wilde. Be yourself, everyone else is already taken. This simple yet profound advice serves as a beacon, guiding us toward the realization that our greatest strength lies in our uniqueness, in the authentic expression of our being. Our self-image, when rooted in authenticity, becomes not just a mirror reflecting our inner world, but a canvas on which we paint our destiny, a story written in the ink of our choices, beliefs, and actions. So to you, I extend an invitation to embark on this journey of self-exploration and transformation. Consider the profound impact your self-image has on your path to success and fulfillment. Embrace the challenge of sculpting a self-image that truly reflects your deepest values, aspirations, and unique essence. Remember, the quest for an empowering self-image is a journey not of destination, but of continuous evolution, a dance between who you are and who you aspire to be. Let this video serve as a starting point, a spark that ignites your curiosity and fuels your passion for self-discovery. The path ahead is yours to shape, with each step an opportunity to affirm your existence, to celebrate your uniqueness, and to craft a life that resonates with the truth of who you are. Be bold, be brave, and above all, be true to yourself, for in your authenticity lies your power. May you move forward with the courage to be yourself, the wisdom to embrace your journey, and the strength to create a life of meaning and fulfillment. I live in that solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity. Albert Einstein once remarked, capturing the transformative journey from the discomfort of aloneness in our younger years to the rich appreciation of it as we grow older. This evolution in our relationship with being alone mirrors our journey of self-discovery and personal growth. In youth, the idea of spending time by ourselves often comes laden with fears of loneliness or social rejection. Yet, as we mature, we come to realize that these quiet moments are not just gaps in our social calendar, but precious opportunities for introspection and self-understanding. The process of self-discovery is akin to an artist first facing a blank canvas. Initially, there's hesitation, a fear of the empty space, but gradually, as the artist's brush moves, a picture starts to emerge. Similarly, when we first begin to spend time with ourselves, we might feel discomfort or restlessness. However, as we continue this practice, layers of our personality, our desires, and our fears begin to reveal themselves. It is in these moments of reflection that we often find the most honest version of ourselves. This honesty is vital. It is the foundation upon which we can build a life that truly reflects who we are, not who we think we should be. Journaling, for instance, is an activity that can significantly aid this process. It allows us to converse with ourselves, to ask questions and ponder answers without judgment. Through writing, we can track our thoughts and emotions, observe patterns, and make connections that might not be apparent in the chaos of everyday life. Similarly, meditation offers a pathway to inner silence, a state where the noise of the world fades away, leaving us in a space of deep clarity and calm. Here, in the quietness, we can listen to the whispers of our inner voice, often drowned out in the din of our routine lives. Albert Einstein's perspective on aloneness as a tool for maturation resonates profoundly with this idea of self-discovery. His words suggest a recognition that the journey towards understanding oneself and the world is not one that can be undertaken amidst the constant distractions of a bustling life. It requires moments of isolation, periods where the mind can wander freely, unencumbered by the demands of society or the expectations of others. In these periods of reflection, our understanding of the world and our place in it crystallizes. We start to see things from a broader perspective, recognizing the interconnectedness of our experiences and the wider universe. This process of maturation through aloneness is not just about introspection, but also about building a relationship with oneself that is rooted in acceptance and understanding. It is about learning to appreciate our own company, to find comfort in our thoughts and dreams. This self-companionship becomes a source of strength, allowing us to face the world with confidence and resilience. It teaches us that while companionship and love from others are important, our first and most enduring relationship is with ourselves. As we evolve in our understanding of ourselves, our approach to personal growth also shifts. We begin to recognize that growth is not always about doing more or being more. Sometimes it is about being still, about listening and understanding. It is in these moments of stillness that we often find the insights that propel us forward, that help us to break through barriers and overcome obstacles. The journey of self-discovery and personal growth through aloneness is a paradoxical one. In stepping away from the world, we find a deeper connection to it. In turning inward, we discover universal truths, and in embracing the pain of isolation in youth, we unlock the delicious richness of maturity, a state where we are at peace with ourselves and the world around us. This journey is an essential part of the human experience, one that enriches our lives in myriad, often unexpected ways. Without great solitude, no serious work is possible. Pablo Picasso, a luminary in the world of art, once stated, shedding light on the profound relationship between creative work and the quietness of being alone. Picasso's insight reveals an essential truth about creativity. It often thrives in environments where the mind is free from the clamor and distraction of the outside world. This tranquility, often found when one is by themselves, becomes a fertile ground for ideas to germinate, grow, and flourish. In the realm of creativity, the absence of external stimuli serves as a catalyst for the mind to explore uncharted territories. When we are alone, our mind is not bound by the immediate demands of our surroundings or the expectations of others. This freedom allows our thoughts to wander, to explore the recesses of imagination and possibility. In this state, ideas that may seem unconventional or even radical in a social setting can be contemplated and nurtured. The history of art, literature, and science is replete with examples of individuals who found their most profound ideas in moments of isolation. Engaging in creative activities alone, such as writing, painting, or brainstorming, is not just about producing something new. It is a process of self-discovery, a conversation between the creator and their inner self. When writing, for instance, the writer is not just putting words on a page. They are uncovering parts of their identity, beliefs, and perspectives that might not be evident even to themselves. Similarly, when painting, the artist does not merely create a visual expression, but embarks on a journey of personal expression and emotional exploration. These activities, when done in isolation, are unfiltered expressions of one's inner world, untainted by the need for external approval or validation. Picasso's emphasis on solitude as essential for serious creative work underlines the importance of a personal space where one's creative energies can be focused without interruption. This uninterrupted focus is crucial in the process of innovation and creation. It allows for a deep immersion in the task at hand, often leading to breakthroughs and insights that might not be achievable in a more distracted setting. The uninterrupted stream of consciousness that flows in these moments can lead to connections and ideas that are truly original and groundbreaking. Furthermore, the act of engaging in creative pursuits alone is in itself a form of meditation. It allows for mindfulness that is deeply connected to the present moment, where the mind is fully engaged with the creative process. This engagement can be therapeutic, providing a respite from the stresses and strains of everyday life. The act of creation becomes a source of joy and fulfillment, an end in itself rather than a means to an external goal. This relationship between creativity and being alone is not just limited to traditionally creative fields such as art or literature. It extends to all areas of life, including business, science, and technology. For instance, brainstorming business ideas or solving complex scientific problems often requires a level of concentration and creative thinking that is best achieved in a quiet, uninterrupted environment. The stories of entrepreneurs conceptualizing ideas in their garages or scientists having breakthroughs in solitary walks are testaments to the power of this creative solitude. The quietness of being by oneself is not just a space for relaxation or escape from the world. It is a dynamic and powerful environment where creativity is nurtured and cultivated. It is a space where the mind is free to explore, to innovate, and to create without boundaries. In embracing this tranquility, we open ourselves up to a world of endless possibilities and untapped potential. We allow ourselves to delve deeper into our thoughts and ideas, creating work that is not just serious, but often revolutionary. In solitude, the mind gains strength and learns to lean upon itself. Laurence Sterne eloquently captures the essence of how being alone can fortify the mind and spirit. This concept is pivotal in understanding the role of introspective periods in developing resilience, inner strength, and independence. These qualities are not just desirable traits, they are the bedrock upon which a confident and self-sufficient individual is built. The journey towards cultivating these characteristics often begins in quiet introspection, away from the external world's influence and noise. When we spend time in isolation, we are compelled to face ourselves in a way that is often impossible in the company of others. It is in these moments that we encounter our fears, doubts, and insecurities head-on. This confrontation, though challenging, is a crucial step in building resilience. It teaches us to find solutions within ourselves, to develop coping mechanisms that are personally effective, and to emerge stronger from each encounter. The process of overcoming these internal challenges is what forges the resilience that helps us navigate the external challenges of life. Building inner strength is similar to muscle training in physical fitness. Just as muscles grow stronger when they are exercised and pushed to their limits, the mind too develops fortitude when it is challenged. Engaging in activities alone, such as solo travel or learning a new skill, can be akin to a workout for the mind. These experiences push us out of our comfort zones and challenge our perceived limitations. They teach us to rely on our judgment, make decisions independently, and trust in our abilities. The sense of accomplishment that comes from successfully navigating a solo trip or mastering a new skill alone is a profound builder of inner strength. Laurence Sterne's perspective on the mind gaining strength in isolation underscores the importance of self-reliance. The ability to lean upon oneself is not born out of arrogance or a disdain for others' support. Rather, it is a recognition of one's own capabilities and the confidence to rely on them. This self-reliance is a powerful tool in life. It enables us to approach challenges with the belief that we have the resources within ourselves to overcome them. It also fosters a sense of independence that is liberating, knowing that while we may appreciate and seek the company and assistance of others, our success and well-being are not wholly dependent on them. Moreover, the pursuit of activities alone has an intrinsic value that goes beyond building resilience and inner strength. It cultivates a sense of independence that is deeply empowering. This independence is not just about being physically alone. It's about the mental and emotional autonomy that comes from knowing that one is capable of self-sustenance and self-direction. It's about the freedom to choose one's path, make decisions based on personal convictions, and live a life that is authentically one's own. The development of these qualities through periods of isolation is not a linear or easy journey. It involves moments of doubt, fear, and even failure. However, it is through navigating these challenges alone that we truly grow. Each obstacle overcome, each decision made, and each new skill learned while alone adds a layer to our resilience, strengthens our inner core, and bolsters our independence. Laurence Sterne's insight into the strengthening effect of isolation on the mind is a profound observation of human development. The journey through isolation is not just about enduring being alone. It's about what we learn, how we grow, and the strength we gain in the process. It's about developing the resilience to face life's adversities, the inner strength to stand firm in our convictions, and the independence to carve our own path. I go to nature to be soothed and healed, and to have my senses put in order. John Burroughs' words poignantly capture the essence of the transformative power of immersing oneself in the natural world. This connection with nature, especially when experienced alone, has a profound impact on our mental and physical well-being. It is in the embrace of the natural world that we find a unique type of peace and rejuvenation, one that is markedly different from the restorative experiences found in our daily urban environments. The act of spending time in nature, away from the distractions and demands of modern life, offers a chance for deep reflection and reconnection with the simpler aspects of existence. Nature, in its vastness and beauty, provides a perspective that is both humbling and enlightening. It reminds us of our place in the larger scheme of things, reducing the weight of individual concerns and challenges. This perspective shift is not just mentally liberating, it also has tangible effects on our physical well-being. Research has shown that time spent in natural settings can reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and improve overall mood. Engaging in nature-related activities like hiking, nature walks, or gardening allows for an immersion in this therapeutic environment. Hiking, for instance, is not just a physical activity. It's a journey through different landscapes, each with its own story and beauty. It provides a sense of accomplishment and progression, mirroring the journey of personal growth. Nature walks, on the other hand, offer a more gentle immersion, where the focus is on the small details, the sound of leaves underfoot, the patterns of light and shadow, the symphony of birdsong. This attention to detail fosters mindfulness, anchoring us in the present moment and clearing the clutter from our minds. Gardening, too, is a deeply fulfilling activity that connects us with the cycle of life. It teaches patience, care, and the joy of nurturing. Watching something grow and thrive under our care is a powerful metaphor for personal growth and development. It reinforces the idea that with time, care, and effort, beautiful things can emerge, both in our gardens and in our lives. John Burroughs' quote beautifully encapsulates the healing power of nature. It suggests that nature has a way of organizing and clarifying our thoughts. In the chaos of everyday life, our senses are constantly bombarded with stimuli, leading to a sense of overload and fragmentation. Nature simplifies this complexity, providing a space where our senses can recalibrate. The sound of a river, the sight of a mountain vista, the smell of a forest after rain, these experiences have a way of aligning our internal compass, giving us a sense of direction and purpose. The solitude experience in nature is not one of isolation, but of connection. It is a connection to the earth, to the cycle of life, and to the deeper, often unacknowledged parts of ourselves. In the stillness of a forest or the expanse of a desert, we find a sense of belonging that is both ancient and deeply personal. This connection transcends the immediate, touching on something eternal and universal. In nature, we also find a mirror for our emotions and experiences. The changing seasons, the cycles of growth and decay, the resilience of flora and fauna, all resonate with our own experiences of change, loss, and resilience. This resonance provides comfort and understanding, reminding us that we are not alone in our journey through life. The joy of being alone in nature is a multifaceted experience. It offers healing, clarity, and a deep connection with the world around us. It provides a space for reflection, growth, and rejuvenation. In embracing the solitude offered by nature, we open ourselves to a world of beauty, wisdom, and healing. We find a sanctuary where our senses can be realigned, our minds can find peace, and our spirits can soar. Loneliness is the poverty of self. Solitude is the richness of self. May Sarton's words offer a profound distinction between loneliness and being alone. a theme central to understanding and embracing the power of one's own company. This differentiation is crucial, as misconceptions about loneliness often lead to a fear of spending time alone, a fear that can deprive us of the many benefits that introspective solitude can bring. Loneliness is typically characterized by a feeling of emptiness and isolation, a sense that something is missing, often accompanied by sadness or anxiety. It is an emotional response to a perceived lack of connection or companionship. Solitude, in contrast, is a state of being alone without being lonely. It is a conscious choice to spend time with oneself, an opportunity to engage in reflection, creativity, and personal growth. Unlike loneliness, which is often seen as a negative state, solitude can be a rich and fulfilling experience, a time of self-enrichment and discovery. One of the first steps in overcoming the fear of loneliness is understanding and acknowledging these differences. Recognizing that being alone does not inherently mean one is lonely paves the way for a more positive relationship with oneself. It allows for the recognition that one can be alone and still feel connected, content, and fulfilled. Mindfulness and meditation are powerful tools in this journey of understanding and embracing being alone. These practices encourage a deep engagement with the present moment and with one's own thoughts and feelings. Through mindfulness, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, understanding that they are transient and do not define us. This awareness helps in disentangling ourselves from negative thought patterns associated with loneliness and in cultivating a more compassionate and accepting relationship with ourselves. Meditation, on the other hand, allows us to delve deeper into our inner world. It provides a space for us to confront and process our fears, anxieties, and the root causes of our loneliness. This introspective process can be transformative, leading to a greater understanding of ourselves and our needs. It empowers us to seek fulfillment and contentment from within, rather than relying solely on external sources. May Sartre's quote beautifully highlights the enrichment that comes from embracing and enjoying one's own company. This enrichment is multifaceted. It includes the development of a stronger sense of self-awareness, a deeper understanding of one's values, beliefs, and desires. It fosters independence and self-reliance, qualities that are essential for a fulfilling and resilient life. It opens up the space for creativity and introspection, allowing us to explore new ideas, revisit old passions, and discover hidden facets of our personality. Another key strategy in overcoming the fear of loneliness is redefining the narrative around being alone. Society often stigmatizes being alone, equating it with being unsocial or undesirable. Challenging this narrative involves recognizing the value and importance of spending time with oneself. It's about seeing this time as an opportunity for growth, relaxation, and rejuvenation. By shifting our perspective, we can begin to appreciate the moments we spend alone, valuing them as much as the time we spend with others. Moreover, engaging in activities that we enjoy alone can further help in overcoming the fear of loneliness. Whether it's pursuing a hobby, learning a new skill, or simply taking a walk, these activities can be deeply satisfying. They provide a sense of accomplishment and joy that is derived independently, reinforcing the idea that our happiness and fulfillment do not solely depend on the presence of others. Overcoming the fear of loneliness and embracing the richness of being alone is a journey of re-education and self-discovery. It involves distinguishing between loneliness and solitude, using tools like mindfulness and meditation to foster a deeper understanding and acceptance of oneself, and reshaping the narrative around being alone. By embracing these principles, we open ourselves to a world of self-enrichment, where being alone is not a state to be feared, but a state to be cherished and celebrated. It is a journey that leads to a stronger, more resilient, and more fulfilled self, capable of finding joy and contentment from within. We need solitude because when we're alone, we're free from obligations. We don't need to put on a show, and we can hear our own thoughts. Tamim Ansari insightfully highlights the liberating aspect of being alone. This statement underscores the importance of finding a balance between social interaction and personal time. In our increasingly connected world, where the lines between public and private life are often blurred, maintaining this balance is crucial for a well-rounded and fulfilling life. This equilibrium is not just about time management, it's about nurturing both our social selves and our inner selves. The freedom from obligations and the absence of a need to put on a show that Ansari speaks of is a significant benefit of spending time alone. In social settings, there is often a conscious or unconscious pressure to conform to certain norms and expectations. We tailor our words, actions, and even thoughts to fit into the social fabric around us. While this adaptability is a valuable social skill, it can also be exhausting and at times inauthentic. In contrast, when we're alone, we're free to be our true selves. We can explore our thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment or the need to please others. This authenticity is vital for personal growth and self-understanding. However, while the value of being alone is undeniable, it is equally important to recognize the importance of social interaction. Humans are inherently social beings, and our connections with others play a critical role in our happiness and mental well-being. Social interactions provide support, enable shared experiences, and foster a sense of belonging. They allow us to share our joys, sorrows, and discoveries, contributing to our emotional and psychological development. The key, therefore, lies in finding the right balance between these two states. This balance is not a one-size-fits-all formula. It varies from person to person, depending on individual needs, personalities, and circumstances. For some, a greater proportion of time might need to be spent in social settings to fulfill their emotional and psychological needs, while for others, more time spent alone might be essential for their well-being. Achieving this balance requires introspection and self-awareness. It involves understanding our needs and respecting our limits. It means recognizing when we need to withdraw from the world to recharge and when we need to engage with others to enrich our lives. This awareness can be cultivated through practices like mindfulness and self-reflection, helping us to tune into our mental and emotional states. Furthermore, balancing social life and time alone is not just about quantity, but also about quality. Quality social interactions where we feel genuinely connected and engaged can be deeply fulfilling. Similarly, the quality of our time alone matters. It's not just about being alone, but about how we use that time. Whether we spend it engaging in activities that nurture our soul, reflecting on our experiences, or simply resting and rejuvenating. Tamim Ansari's perspective on the space for authenticity and personal freedom that being alone provides is a crucial component of this balance. It reminds us that while social interactions are essential, they should not come at the cost of losing our authentic selves. The freedom to hear our own thoughts and be true to ourselves is just as important as the joy and fulfillment we derive from our relationships with others. The balance between social life and personal time is a dynamic and ongoing process. It requires conscious effort and continuous adjustment. It's about creating a life where we can enjoy the company of others while also cherishing the moments we spend alone. By achieving this balance, we can live a life that is not only fulfilling but also authentic, a life where we can be true to ourselves and still be an integral part of the social world around us. This balance is not just desirable, it's essential for our overall well-being and happiness. Whosoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. Aristotle's statement intriguingly captures the extremes of how solitude has been perceived across different eras and philosophies. This quote highlights the notion that embracing and finding joy in being alone has often been seen as a trait of either the divine or the untamed, suggesting a departure from what is ordinary or expected in societal norms. This stark perspective invites us to delve into the various philosophical viewpoints on loneliness and being alone, spanning from ancient teachings to modern thought. Eastern philosophy, particularly Buddhism and Taoism, has long valued the practice of withdrawing from societal noise to seek inner peace and enlightenment. In Buddhism, the concept of solitude is often associated with meditation and the journey towards nirvana, a state of liberation from suffering and the cycle of rebirth. Solitude in this context is seen as a means to delve deeper into the mind, to understand the nature of reality and self. It is in the quiet moments of meditation that Buddhists believe one can gain insight into the true nature of existence, leading to inner peace and spiritual awakening. Taoism, another influential school of thought in Eastern philosophy, also places great emphasis on harmony with the natural world and the self. Solitude is valued as a state that allows for a deeper connection with the Tao, the fundamental principle that is the source of everything. In Taoism, being alone is seen as an opportunity to align oneself with the natural rhythms of the universe, fostering a sense of balance and tranquility. In contrast, Western philosophy, particularly Stoicism and existentialism, offers a different perspective on being alone. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy, views solitude as an opportunity to develop self-sufficiency and resilience. Stoic philosophers like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius advocated for the importance of being content with one's own company and using solitude as a time to reflect on and practice virtue. They believe that true happiness comes from within and is not dependent on external circumstances or relationships. Existentialism, a more modern philosophical movement, also places significant value on being alone, but for slightly different reasons. Existentialist thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Friedrich Nietzsche emphasize the importance of individual existence, freedom, and choice. For existentialists, being alone is crucial for authentic existence. It is in moments of isolation that individuals confront the absurdity of life and the burden of freedom, leading to a more authentic and self-aware existence. In the realm of modern thought, contemporary psychologists and authors have continued to explore the role of being alone in personal development and mental health. The perspective has shifted from seeing solitude solely as a spiritual or philosophical practice to understanding its psychological benefits. Modern psychology recognizes the importance of being alone for mental health, creativity, and emotional regulation. It is seen as a time for self-reflection, self-care, and personal growth. Authors like Susan Cain, in her book, Quiet, The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking, have highlighted the societal undervaluation of being alone and introversion, advocating for a better understanding and appreciation of these states. Aristotle's observation that those who delight in being alone are akin to gods or wild beasts speaks to the ancient recognition of the exceptional nature of solitude. It acknowledges that finding contentment and joy in being alone is a departure from the norm, a trait seen in those who have transcended common societal tendencies. This perspective resonates through the ages, from Eastern philosophy's view of solitude as a path to enlightenment, to Western philosophy's emphasis on solitude for authenticity and self-sufficiency, and into modern understandings of the psychological benefits of spending time alone. Each of these perspectives contributes to a richer understanding of the value of solitude. In Buddhism, solitude is not merely a physical state, but a mental and spiritual discipline. The practice of solitary meditation, known as bhavana, is central to Buddhist practice. It is in the quiet and seclusion of meditation that one can observe the workings of the mind, understand the nature of desire, and ultimately transcend the cycle of suffering. The Buddhist perspective thus views solitude as essential for deep spiritual growth and enlightenment. This view underscores the idea that true peace and happiness come from within, rather than from external sources. Taoism, with its emphasis on living in harmony with the Tao, views solitude as a means to connect with the natural order of things. The Taoist sage seeks solitude to better understand the flow of the universe and to cultivate a way of life that is in harmony with it. This involves a deep listening and attuning to both the external world and the inner self. The Taoist approach to being alone is thus one of active engagement with the world in its most fundamental aspect, suggesting that solitude can bring about a profound understanding and acceptance of the nature of existence. Turning to Western philosophy, Stoicism's approach to solitude is grounded in the cultivation of inner strength and independence. The Stoic finds in solitude the opportunity to practice virtue and develop an inner citadel, impervious to the fluctuations of fortune and external circumstances. This perspective suggests that solitude can be used as a training ground for developing resilience, emotional regulation, and a deep sense of contentment that is not reliant on external validation or social interaction. Existentialism, with its focus on individual freedom and authenticity, sees solitude as essential to the project of self-definition. In the absence of external influences and societal pressures, the individual is free to explore and define their essence. For existentialists, solitude is thus a state where one can confront the fundamental questions of existence, make authentic choices, and create meaning in a seemingly indifferent universe. In the modern psychological context, the role of being alone is multifaceted. It is seen as crucial for cognitive development, emotional regulation, and creativity. Psychologists recognize the need for periods of solitude to process experiences, reflect on emotions, and develop a coherent sense of self. Authors and thought leaders in contemporary society advocate for a re-evaluation of the role of solitude, challenging the stigma associated with being alone and highlighting the numerous benefits it brings. The exploration of diverse philosophical perspectives on loneliness reveals a rich tapestry of thought. From the Eastern practices that see solitude as a path to spiritual enlightenment and harmony with the universe, to the Western philosophies that emphasize its role in cultivating resilience and authenticity, to modern psychological understandings of its benefits for mental health and personal growth. Each perspective offers valuable insights into the multifaceted nature of solitude. Aristotle's analogy of the solitary individual as akin to a god or wild beast thus serves as a poignant reminder of the extraordinary nature of solitude and its profound impact on human existence. As we end our exploration into the nature of solitude and loneliness, it's important to reflect on the key insights gleaned from various philosophical, psychological, and personal perspectives. Throughout this journey, we've delved into the depths of what it means to be alone, the profound impact it can have on our personal growth, creativity, resilience, inner peace, and authenticity. We've seen how different cultures and philosophical schools view solitude and how these views have evolved over time to shape our modern understanding of this essential human experience. The journey of embracing solitude is not just about discovering the joy and enrichment it brings, but also about understanding and overcoming the fear of loneliness. It involves differentiating between the state of being physically alone and the emotional experience of loneliness. By embracing periods of solitude, we open ourselves to a world of self-discovery and personal growth. We learn to appreciate our own company, understand our deepest desires and fears, and develop a robust sense of self-reliance and independence. The quiet moments spent in self-reflection are invaluable. they are the moments where we grow the most. Moreover, the creative power of solitude cannot be overstated. History is replete with artists, writers, scientists, and thinkers who have found their most profound ideas in the silence of their own company. Solitude provides the space for our thoughts to breathe, for our creativity to flourish, and for our ideas to take shape. It is in these moments that we often find the insights that propel us forward, breaking through barriers and transcending limitations. The significance of solitude isn't just in what we achieve during these times, but also in how it enriches our interactions with the world and with others. A balanced life is one that values both solitude and social interaction. Each complements the other. Solitude enriches our social experiences, and our social experiences, in turn, enrich our moments of solitude. This balance is crucial for a fulfilling and well-rounded life. As we've seen through diverse philosophical perspectives, the value of solitude has been recognized and celebrated across cultures and eras. From the introspective paths of Eastern philosophies to the resilience and authenticity espoused by Western thought and the psychological well-being highlighted by modern thinkers, solitude is a golden thread weaving through the tapestry of human experience. The journey into understanding and embracing solitude is a deeply personal and transformative one. It challenges us to confront our fears, explore our inner worlds, and emerge stronger, more creative, and more authentically ourselves. It teaches us that being alone does not mean being lonely. Instead, it means being in touch with a part of ourselves that is rich, vibrant, and full of potential. Let us step into the embrace of solitude with courage and openness. Let us discover the treasures that lie within our own minds and hearts. Let's remember that, in the quiet moments of being alone, we are in the company of the most important person in our lives, ourselves. And in these moments, we have the opportunity to grow, to create, to reflect, and to become the best versions of ourselves. Remember, solitude is not just a state of being, it's a state of becoming. It's where we meet ourselves, where we dance with our thoughts, where we nurture our dreams, and where we forge our paths. Embrace it, cherish it, and let it guide you to a life of depth, fulfillment, and authentic happiness. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. These profound words by the Dalai Lama encapsulate a truth often overlooked in our quest for happiness. We live in a world where the pursuit of happiness seems to be a constant endeavor, yet its true nature remains elusive to many. This quote is not just a string of words, but a key that unlocks a fundamental understanding. Happiness is a creation, not a discovery. The common belief is that happiness is a treasure waiting to be found. A mythical chest filled with joy, hidden away, accessible only to the lucky few who stumble upon it. This narrative pervades our culture, our stories, and our personal outlooks. We search for happiness in external sources, material possessions, accolades, relationships, and various achievements. And while these may offer transient moments of joy, they are often fleeting, leaving us in a perpetual state of seeking. But what if we've been following the wrong map all along? This idea of happiness as something to be found external to ourselves is a compelling one, because it's easy. It absolves us of responsibility. The truth, however, is both more challenging and more empowering. Happiness, as the Dalai Lama suggests, is not a ready-made product of our circumstances, but a personal creation born of our actions, thoughts, and attitudes. In this exploration, we delve into the various lessons on how we can actively create our happiness. It's about shifting perspectives, changing narratives, and understanding that the paintbrush to color our lives with joy is in our hands. This isn't just about positive thinking or mere self-help rhetoric. It's about a fundamental reorientation of how we approach our lives and our understanding of joy. This journey into the art of creating happiness is not a solitary one. Throughout history, philosophers, authors, and thinkers have pondered the nature of happiness. Their wisdom and insights provide beacons that guide us. We will draw from their thoughts, contrasting and comparing, to build a mosaic of what it means to create happiness. From Aristotle's musings on happiness being the purpose of existence, to modern psychological research that underscores the role of mindset in perceiving and achieving happiness, each viewpoint adds depth to our understanding. We will dissect the various facets of happiness, from understanding its true nature to realizing the role of mindset, overcoming obstacles that block our path to joy, harnessing the power of purpose and goals, and appreciating the profound impact of relationships on our happiness. Each of these aspects isn't just a topic for discussion, they are pieces of a puzzle. When put together, they form a clear picture of how happiness can be consciously crafted and nurtured in our lives. We will break down misconceptions, challenge commonly held beliefs, and offer practical, actionable strategies that you can implement in your daily life. This is not just about theoretical knowledge, it's about practical wisdom. A guide to living a life where happiness is not a rare commodity but a pervasive, enduring state. This is a journey to redefine happiness, to understand it not as a fleeting emotion or a distant goal, but as an art form, a masterpiece that we all have the capability to create. Let's discover how, through our actions, thoughts, and choices, we can paint the canvas of our lives with the vibrant colors of true, lasting happiness. Truth about happiness. Happiness depends upon ourselves, proclaimed Aristotle, a timeless reminder that the essence of our joy lies within, not without. This profound statement invites us to delve deeper into what constitutes true contentment and how it can be attained. Aristotle's perspective aligns with the broader philosophical view that contentment is an internal state, an outcome of our virtues, and the way we choose to live our lives. It's a far cry from the hedonistic belief that pleasure is the highest good. Instead, Aristotle and many philosophers advocate for eudaimonia, a term often translated as happiness, but more accurately described as flourishing or well-being. The psychological viewpoint converges with this philosophy, though it often approaches the subject from a more empirical angle. Psychologists have long studied what makes people content and have found that it's less about external circumstances and more about how individuals perceive and react to their environment. This is where the concept of subjective well-being comes into play. It's a term used to describe how individuals evaluate their own lives. These evaluations include emotional reactions to events, as well as cognitive judgments about one's satisfaction with life as a whole. This subjective nature implies that two people in identical circumstances might report vastly different levels of well-being. It's crucial to distinguish between short-lived pleasures and enduring joy. The former, often referred to as hedonic pleasure, is fleeting. It's the burst of euphoria you get from eating a delicious meal, buying a new gadget, or receiving praise. These moments are bright but brief, like fireworks that dazzle and then disappear into the night. Enduring joy, on the other hand, is akin to a deep flowing river. It's more about a sustained state of satisfaction, a sense of peace and fulfillment that pervades regardless of external conditions. This type of joy is often linked to meaningful activities, personal growth, and deep connections with others. Understanding this distinction leads to a pivotal realization. While our circumstances can influence our sense of well-being, they don't dictate it. The key lies in our internal state and the choices we make. This concept is not just a philosophical musing, but is backed by psychological research. Studies in positive psychology, for instance, have shown that our actions, thoughts, and attitudes have a significant impact on our sense of well-being. This doesn't mean external factors like financial stability, health, and social relationships aren't important. Rather, it suggests that the way we choose to perceive and interact with these factors plays a critical role in our overall sense of contentment. Take, for example, the concept of gratitude. Regularly practicing gratitude, actively acknowledging and appreciating the positive aspects of life, can shift our focus from what's missing to what's present. This shift in perspective can profoundly impact our overall satisfaction. It's a simple yet powerful illustration of how our internal state can transform our experience of life. Similarly, the concept of resilience highlights the importance of our reactions to life's challenges. Resilient individuals tend to recover from setbacks more quickly and use their experiences as opportunities for growth. This doesn't diminish the severity of the challenges faced. Rather, it underscores the power of response and perspective. Therefore, when Aristotle suggests that contentment depends upon ourselves, he is touching on a fundamental truth about the human experience. It's a call to look inward, to focus on cultivating virtues, attitudes, and perspectives that foster a deep, enduring sense of well-being. It's about recognizing that while we can't always control what happens to us, we have considerable power over how we respond to our experiences. Understanding contentment involves recognizing its subjective nature, differentiating between fleeting pleasures and deeper joy, and acknowledging the significant role our internal state and choices play in our overall sense of well-being. It's a journey inward, a process of self-discovery and growth, where we learn to navigate the complex interplay of our emotions, thoughts, and experiences to cultivate a life of true flourishing. The happiness mindset. The mind is its own place and in itself can make a heaven of hell a hell of heaven. This poignant assertion by John Milton captures the profound impact of our mindset on our life experience. The lens through which we view the world, our mindset, doesn't just color our perceptions, it can fundamentally transform them. A positive mindset can illuminate even the darkest circumstances with rays of hope, while a negative outlook can overshadow the brightest moments with clouds of despair. The concept of mindset extends far beyond mere optimism or pessimism. It encompasses our entire approach to life, how we interpret events, cope with challenges, and perceive our own abilities and worth. Carol Dweck, a renowned psychologist, brought this into sharp focus with her research on fixed versus growth mindsets. A fixed mindset assumes that our character, intelligence, and creative ability are static givens, which we can't change in any meaningful way. In contrast, a growth mindset thrives on challenge and sees failure not as evidence of unintelligence but as a heartening springboard for growth and for stretching our existing abilities. This distinction is crucial, as it underscores the power of belief in shaping our reality. Mindset isn't just about how we approach our abilities and challenges, it's also about how we approach our day-to-day experiences. Practices like gratitude, mindfulness, and positive thinking are tools that help shape a beneficial mindset. Gratitude, for instance, shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. It's about recognizing and appreciating the value of our experiences, relationships, and possessions, however small they may be. This practice has been linked to increased well-being, with research showing that gratitude can improve our mental health, enhance empathy, reduce aggression, and even improve our sleep. Mindfulness, another critical practice, involves being fully present and engaged in the moment, aware of our thoughts and feelings without distraction or judgment. It's about experiencing life as it unfolds, rather than being caught up in ruminations about the past or worries about the future. Mindfulness has been shown to reduce stress, combat depression, and improve cognitive functions like attention and concentration. Positive thinking, meanwhile, doesn't mean ignoring life's less pleasant situations. It means approaching unpleasantness in a more positive and productive way. It's about making the best of any situation, looking for solutions rather than dwelling on problems, and viewing challenges as opportunities for growth. To cultivate a positive mindset, it's essential to practice these techniques regularly. This could mean starting each day by listing things you're grateful for, engaging in mindfulness meditation, or consciously reframing negative thoughts into positive ones. For instance, instead of thinking, "I'll never be good at this," a growth-oriented mindset would suggest, "I haven't mastered this yet, but I'm improving every day." Another practical tip is to surround oneself with positive influences. The people we interact with can significantly impact our mindset. Seeking out and nurturing relationships with those who inspire, support, and challenge us can foster a more positive outlook on life. Additionally, setting realistic and achievable goals can help maintain a positive mindset. Goals give us direction and a sense of purpose. Achieving these goals, no matter how small, can provide a sense of accomplishment and reinforce a positive outlook. Regularly engaging in activities that bring joy and fulfillment is also vital. Whether it's a hobby, exercise, or spending time in nature, these activities can provide a respite from stress and bolster a positive mindset. Lastly, cultivating self-compassion is crucial. Being kind to oneself in moments of failure or disappointment can prevent the spiral into negative self-talk. It's about acknowledging that perfection is unattainable and that making mistakes is a natural part of the human experience. Developing a positive mindset is about more than just feeling good. It's about creating a foundation for a fulfilling life. It's a journey that requires effort, practice, and patience, but the rewards are immeasurable. A positive mindset not only enhances our life experience, but also empowers us to become the best versions of ourselves. Overcoming obstacles to happiness. The only thing that will make you happy is being happy with who you are and not who people think you are. Goldie Hawn's words resonate with profound truth, emphasizing the essence of self-acceptance and authenticity. This statement leads us into a crucial aspect of personal contentment, overcoming the obstacles that often stand in our way. These barriers, including negative thinking, fear, past traumas, and societal pressures, can significantly impede our journey towards a fulfilling life. Negative thinking, often manifesting as a persistent inner critic, can distort our perception of reality, leading to a skewed and often pessimistic view of our lives and capabilities. This pattern of thought can trap us in a cycle of self-doubt and despair, hindering our ability to recognize and appreciate the positive aspects of our lives. Fear, closely tied to negative thinking, is another formidable barrier. It can paralyze us, preventing us from taking risks or pursuing goals, thus limiting our potential for growth and fulfillment. Past traumas, too, play a significant role in shaping our present state of mind. Unresolved traumas can leave deep psychological scars, influencing our behaviors and responses to current situations in ways that might be detrimental to our well-being. Societal pressures further compound these challenges. The expectations and norms imposed by society often dictate how we should live, who we should be, and what we should value. This external influence can lead to a life lived in accordance with others' expectations rather than our own genuine desires and values, resulting in a sense of alienation from our true selves. Addressing these barriers requires a multifaceted approach. For negative thinking, cognitive behavioral strategies can be effective. These involve identifying and challenging negative thought patterns, replacing them with more balanced and positive ways of thinking. Techniques such as mindfulness and meditation can also help by grounding us in the present moment and reducing the power of negative thoughts. To combat fear, exposure strategies can be beneficial. This involves gradually and systematically facing the things we fear in a controlled and safe environment, thereby reducing the power fear holds over us. This process can help build confidence and resilience, essential components of a fulfilling life. Dealing with past traumas often necessitates professional support, such as therapy or counseling. These services provide a safe space to explore and process traumatic experiences, leading to healing and a better understanding of oneself. Self-compassion and self-care are also vital in this process, as they allow us to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, fostering a nurturing environment for healing. Regarding societal pressures, cultivating self-awareness and authenticity is key. This involves introspection to understand our true values, desires, and aspirations, independent of societal expectations. Living authentically means aligning our actions and choices with these intrinsic values, leading to a more congruent and satisfying life. Goldie Hawn's quote underscores the importance of self-acceptance in this process. Embracing who we are, flaws and all, and releasing the need for external validation can free us from many of the barriers that impede our contentment. This doesn't mean ignoring areas for growth, but rather accepting our current state while striving for personal improvement. Practicing self-acceptance involves challenging societal stereotypes and embracing our unique qualities. It means letting go of the pursuit of perfection and accepting that making mistakes is an integral part of the human experience. Encouraging self-compassion and empathy towards oneself can significantly aid this process. By treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a good friend, we can build a more positive relationship with ourselves. Another strategy is to establish healthy boundaries. This means learning to say no to demands that conflict with our values or well-being and not feeling guilty for prioritizing our needs. Setting these boundaries can help protect our mental and emotional health, fostering a sense of control and self-respect. In essence, overcoming obstacles to personal contentment involves a combination of introspection, therapeutic strategies, cultivating self-acceptance, and living authentically. It's about recognizing and addressing the internal and external factors that impede our well-being and taking proactive steps to mitigate their impact. By doing so, we can pave the way for a more fulfilling and contented life, grounded in self-acceptance and authenticity. Power of purpose and goals. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. Albert Schweitzer's insightful words capture the essence of a fulfilling life, one where purpose and passion intersect. This perspective turns the traditional view of success on its head, suggesting that true achievement comes not from reaching societal benchmarks of success, but from engaging in activities that resonate with our deepest selves. The concept of purpose is central to human experience. Having a sense of purpose means knowing who we are, what we value, and what we aspire to contribute to the world. It's about finding meaning and direction in life. When our daily activities align with this sense of purpose, they become more than just tasks. They transform into steps along a path of personal fulfillment. This alignment brings a profound sense of satisfaction and joy, far deeper than the fleeting pleasure of superficial achievements. Setting personal goals is a practical extension of this concept. Goals provide a tangible way to channel our energies and aspirations. They act as milestones on our journey towards a life of purpose. These goals can be varied, from professional achievements and personal development to hobbies and community service. What matters most is their alignment with our deeper values and passions. Take, for example, someone who finds deep satisfaction in artistic expression. Setting a goal to complete a certain number of paintings over a year can provide a sense of direction and accomplishment. For another whose passion lies in helping others, volunteering a set number of hours each week at a local shelter can be incredibly fulfilling. These goals, rooted in personal values and passions, provide a sense of progress and achievement that feeds into an overall sense of contentment. It's important to note that the journey towards these goals is as significant as their attainment. The process of striving towards a goal, overcoming challenges, and growing along the way contributes significantly to a sense of personal accomplishment and fulfillment. This journey imbues our lives with a sense of purpose and direction, making our daily experiences more meaningful. Moreover, pursuing goals that resonate with our passions has the added benefit of intrinsic motivation. When we are intrinsically motivated, we engage in activities for the sheer enjoyment and satisfaction they bring, not for external rewards. This type of motivation is more sustainable and fulfilling than extrinsic motivation, which relies on external rewards or recognition. When our actions are driven by intrinsic motivation, we are more likely to persevere through challenges and experience a deeper sense of fulfillment. The pursuit of passion-driven goals also contributes to personal growth. Each step towards a goal, each obstacle overcome, teaches us something new about ourselves. We develop new skills, build resilience, and gain confidence. This growth is integral to a fulfilling life, as it enhances our sense of self-efficacy and enriches our experience of the world. However, it's crucial to approach goal setting with flexibility and self-compassion. Rigidly adhering to goals without considering changing circumstances can lead to frustration and burnout. Goals should serve as guides, not shackles. They should be flexible enough to accommodate the unpredictable nature of life, and we should be kind to ourselves when our paths toward these goals take unexpected turns. The power of purpose and goals lies in their ability to provide direction, meaning, and a sense of accomplishment in our lives. Aligning our goals with our values and passions makes our journey towards them more enjoyable and fulfilling. It turns the pursuit of success into a personal journey of growth and fulfillment, rather than a race towards externally defined benchmarks. In this way, we find that success, as Schweitzer suggests, is a natural byproduct of a life lived with purpose and joy. Joy through self-care and wellness. Happiness is a state of activity, Aristotle astutely observed, suggesting that it's in our actions and efforts where true contentment is nurtured. This insight is particularly relevant when considering the role of self-care and wellness in cultivating a fulfilling life. Far from being mere indulgences, self-care practices are vital components in maintaining and enhancing our physical and mental health, both of which are foundational to our overall well-being. The importance of physical health in this equation cannot be overstated. Our physical state greatly influences our mental and emotional states. Regular exercise, for example, is not just about physical fitness or managing weight. It has profound effects on our mental health. Engaging in physical activity releases endorphins, often referred to as feel-good hormones, which can elevate mood and reduce stress. Exercise also enhances self-esteem and can be a powerful tool in managing anxiety and depression. It's a perfect embodiment of Aristotle's concept of activity leading to a state of well-being. A balanced diet is another cornerstone of physical health with direct implications for mental and emotional well-being. Nutritious foods provide the energy and nutrients necessary for the optimal functioning of our brains and bodies. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean protein, and healthy fats can improve cognitive function, mood, and energy levels. On the other hand, a diet high in processed foods and sugars can have the opposite effect, potentially leading to mood swings and energy crashes. Adequate sleep is another critical aspect of self-care. Sleep is the body's time to repair and rejuvenate. Lack of sleep can lead to a host of problems, including irritability, difficulty concentrating, and impaired cognitive function. Chronic sleep deprivation can even contribute to the development of mental health issues, such as depression and anxiety. Ensuring a regular sleep schedule and creating a restful sleeping environment are essential steps in maintaining both physical and mental health. Engaging in hobbies and activities that bring joy and relaxation is equally important. Hobbies provide a break from the routine and stresses of daily life. They offer an opportunity to engage in activities purely for the sake of enjoyment, which can be incredibly rejuvenating. Whether it's painting, gardening, playing a musical instrument, or hiking, hobbies provide a sense of accomplishment and can be a great source of joy and fulfillment. However, it's important to recognize that self-care is not a one-size-fits-all endeavor. What works for one person may not work for another. The key is to find practices that resonate with you and fit into your lifestyle. This could mean a daily walk, meditation, cooking healthy meals, or simply taking time to read or relax. The act of taking time for oneself to engage in activities that nurture and replenish is a crucial part of maintaining well-being. Furthermore, actively caring for one's well-being extends beyond physical health. Mental and emotional health are equally important. This can involve seeking professional help when needed, such as therapy or counseling. It also involves cultivating a positive mindset, as discussed earlier, and practicing self-compassion and kindness. In today's stressful world, it's easy to neglect self-care, to prioritize work or other obligations over our own well-being. However, as Aristotle implies, our well-being is not a passive state but an active pursuit. It requires effort and attention. By prioritizing self-care and wellness, we are not just taking steps to maintain our health, we are actively cultivating a foundation upon which a fulfilling life can be built. It's about recognizing that caring for ourselves is not selfish but essential. It's an investment in ourselves, one that pays dividends in the form of improved health, increased energy, and a deeper sense of contentment and fulfillment. Embracing change and growth. The journey towards a fulfilling life is seldom a straight path. It's replete with changes, challenges, and growth opportunities. Embracing these changes, rather than resisting them, can be a powerful catalyst for personal development and satisfaction. Change is an inevitable part of life, whether it's transitioning to a new job, moving to a different city, starting or ending relationships, or dealing with life's unexpected twists. Change challenges us to adapt and grow. While it's natural to feel discomfort or fear in the face of change, these moments also present invaluable opportunities for growth. Each change forces us out of our comfort zones, prompting us to develop new skills, perspectives, and resilience. Courage plays a crucial role in this process. It takes courage to step into the unknown and embrace change, especially when the outcome is uncertain. However, it's in these moments of uncertainty that we often discover our true strengths and capabilities. By facing change head-on, we learn more about ourselves, our values, desires, and what truly matters to us. This self-discovery is a key component of a fulfilling life. Moreover, challenges and obstacles, often encountered during times of change, are not just hurdles to overcome. They are opportunities to grow stronger and wiser. When we face challenges, we are forced to tap into our inner resources, be it creativity, determination, or resilience. Overcoming these challenges builds confidence and a sense of accomplishment, further enhancing our sense of fulfillment. To illustrate, consider the story of someone who, after years in a stable but unfulfilling job, decides to pursue a passion project. The transition involves risk, financial uncertainty, long hours, and the possibility of failure. Yet, through this process, the individual discovers a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment that was lacking in their previous work. This change, though fraught with challenges, ultimately leads to a more satisfying and meaningful life. Another example could be someone who overcomes a fear of public speaking. Initially, the prospect of speaking in front of an audience is daunting. However, by facing this fear, the individual not only improves their communication skills, but also gains confidence and a sense of empowerment. What once was a source of anxiety becomes a source of strength and pride. These stories underscore the transformative power of embracing change and growth. They demonstrate that while change can be uncomfortable, it can also be immensely rewarding. The journey of personal growth is not about avoiding challenges or staying within the safety of familiar territory. It's about having the courage to face change, to learn and grow from each experience, and to continuously evolve as individuals. This might mean trying new things, taking risks, or challenging long-held beliefs. It's about being open to new experiences and perspectives, even if they differ from our own. It's also important to cultivate resilience during times of change. This involves developing a positive mindset, as discussed earlier, and utilizing support systems such as friends, family, or mentors. Having a support network can provide encouragement and guidance during challenging times. In essence, embracing change and growth is about recognizing that life's most rewarding experiences often come from its most challenging moments. It's about understanding that personal growth is an ongoing journey, not a destination. By adopting a mindset that views change as an opportunity rather than a threat, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities and a deeper sense of fulfillment. It's a journey that requires courage, resilience, and an openness to new experiences, but it is one that leads to a richer, more rewarding life. Creating happiness through relationships. The greatest happiness you can have is knowing that you do not necessarily require happiness. William Saroyan's intriguing statement highlights the paradoxical nature of finding fulfillment, often discovered in the selfless acts within our relationships and connections. The impact of social ties on our well-being is profound and multifaceted. Humans, as inherently social beings, thrive on connections with others. These relationships, be they familial, romantic, platonic, or professional, profoundly shape our experiences and perceptions of the world. The interaction between giving and receiving in relationships plays a critical role in shaping our sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. It's in the balance of these two actions that the true essence of meaningful connections is found. When we give, whether it's time, attention, support, or love, we step outside of ourselves and our own needs. This act of giving can be deeply fulfilling. It fosters a sense of purpose and connection, reinforcing our bonds with others and enhancing our sense of belonging. Receiving, on the other hand, allows us to feel valued and cared for. It's a reminder that we are not alone, that we are part of a larger network of individuals who care for each other. Being able to accept support, love, and kindness from others is crucial to building strong, healthy relationships. It's important to recognize that receiving is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it's an integral part of the reciprocal nature of human relationships. Meaningful connections contribute significantly to our sense of joy and fulfillment. Engaging in deep, authentic relationships where we can be ourselves without fear of judgment or rejection provides a sense of security and acceptance. These relationships offer a safe space for us to share our thoughts, feelings, and experiences, contributing to our emotional and psychological well-being. Healthy relationships are characterized by mutual respect, trust, and understanding. They require effort, communication, and compromise from all parties involved. Cultivating these relationships involves being present, actively listening, showing empathy, and expressing appreciation. It also means setting healthy boundaries, ensuring that our relationships are mutually supportive and respectful. Being part of a community further enhances our sense of belonging and purpose. Communities, whether based on shared interests, goals, or geographical locations, provide a sense of identity and connection. They offer opportunities for social interaction, support, and collaboration. Participating in community activities can be a source of joy and fulfillment, as it allows us to contribute to something larger than ourselves. However, it's crucial to acknowledge that not all relationships or communities are positive or healthy. It's important to recognize when a relationship or community is detrimental to our well-being and to take steps to address this. This may involve seeking to improve the relationship through communication and boundary setting, or in some cases, distancing oneself from toxic or harmful situations. Cultivating healthy relationships and being part of a community doesn't mean losing our sense of individuality. It's about finding a balance between our personal needs and desires and our interactions with others. It's in this balance that we find a sense of harmony and fulfillment. The impact of relationships and social connections on our well-being is immense. These connections provide support, a sense of belonging, and opportunities for personal growth. They are a source of strength, comfort, and joy. The balance of giving and receiving within these relationships is essential to creating meaningful and fulfilling connections. By cultivating healthy relationships and actively participating in communities, we enhance our overall sense of well-being, contributing to a richer, more satisfying life. We've delved deep into the multifaceted nature of creating a fulfilling life, discovering that it's not a singular act, but a tapestry woven from various threads: understanding, mindset, overcoming obstacles, purpose, self-care, embracing change, and nurturing relationships. Each of these elements contributes uniquely to the tapestry, enriching our experiences and guiding us towards a life marked by depth and fulfillment. Our first thread, understanding the true nature of contentment, reminds us that it's a state we create, not a treasure we find. This understanding liberates us from the endless pursuit of external sources of joy, directing our focus inward to where real transformation begins. We learned that the power of our mindset in shaping our reality cannot be overstated. By nurturing a positive outlook, we open ourselves to experiences that enrich our lives, emphasizing that the quality of our thoughts significantly influences the quality of our lives. Overcoming obstacles is a testament to our resilience. We've seen that challenges such as negative thinking, fear, and societal pressures are not roadblocks, but stepping stones to greater self-awareness and strength. The power of purpose and goals teaches us that fulfillment often lies in the pursuit of what genuinely matters to us, aligning our actions with our deepest values and passions. In discussing self-care, we're reminded of the age-old wisdom that to pour into others, we must first fill ourselves. Our physical and mental health are the bedrock upon which we build a life of joy and meaning. Engaging in activities that nourish our bodies and minds is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Embracing change and personal growth is perhaps one of the most challenging yet rewarding threads. It requires courage to step into the unknown, but it's in this space of uncertainty that we often find our greatest strengths and uncover new opportunities for growth. Finally, The power of relationships and community beautifully illustrates that our connections with others are not just parts of our lives, but are integral to our sense of well-being. These connections remind us that we are not alone on this journey. We are part of a larger tapestry of human experience. In weaving these threads together, we create a life not defined by fleeting moments of pleasure, but characterized by enduring fulfillment and joy. It's a journey that requires effort, patience, and persistence. There will be times of doubt and difficulty, but these are not signs of failure. They're part of the human experience, opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. As you move forward, remember that the creation of a fulfilling life is an ongoing process. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Each day brings new opportunities to learn, grow, and contribute in meaningful ways. Embrace these opportunities with an open heart and a curious mind. In closing, let this be your motivation. You have the power to create a life of fulfillment and joy. It's within you, waiting to be unleashed. So take the lessons learned, the insights gained, and the wisdom shared, and weave your unique tapestry. The journey to fulfillment is not a race, it's a journey to be savored, step by step, moment by moment. Keep moving forward, keep growing, and keep creating the life you envision. The path is yours to tread, the tapestry yours to weave. Go forth and create your masterpiece.